What? Stop it. Get some help.
He already. Yo, what? All right, go on. All right, we get ready to open up for question and
Stand up,
answer.
face Jerusalem real quick. Ready to answer your question? I know you got one. Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
I already know it. You know what I'm saying? Every time she see Irish, she's like, yeah, I got something for you.
Q&A.
I appreciate that. Man, you can lose too much more weight, man. Ain't gonna be able to call you Vice Grip no more, man. Yeah, you don't want to carry all that weight around when you get older and everything. 70? Yeah, my mama turned 70 Friday. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir. What? Are we online?
Yeah, come on.
All right.
Let's do it.
But you don't know what the Lord's Prayer is in the book of Mark. After this manner, therefore ye pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
The second scripture reading is.
Nah, we
No,
good.
I'm just playing.
Let's go.
No, really, what catch y'all to know what I was trying to do earlier. I was trying to show the folly of, I picked the wrong passage, but I was trying to show like the commandments of the king had them doing the wrong thing, and I had picked the wrong passage. But that's what it was going along with the lesson. So I'm like, why are you reading from Daniel like that? I'm like, that's what I thought I had, but it didn't. I'll get it right next time, y'all. Bear with me. Yeah, I had to explain that. I don't want people to think, why are you reading that? I was trying to coordinate it with the title.
All right. So listen, as always, we starting off from questions in house. Anything, whether it be a question from the lesson, something was unclear, something wasn't right, or whatever. You know, now's the time for it.
Did you want this?
What's that?
It fell out your foot.
Yeah, we'll put this back in there. Make it do what it do. Yeah, I'm over here to see. In the spirit of in the spirit of dealing with it, the commandments and traditions of men. Jeremiah chapter 10. What is that talking about?
Christmas.
Like that should be like real clear, right? The book say peace, Mr. Raquel. If our gospel be hid, turn to I asked about Jeremiah chapter 10, but we're gonna look at Second Corinthians chapter 3. Chapter 4, I think it is. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, is it? Yeah. 2 Corinthians chapter 4. And pick it up at verse 1.
Second Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1.
What it say?
Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God.
Yeah, right. So, because, you can't hide from the Lord. You can't hide from the Lord what you're talking about. He sees everything that we're doing. And you can't use the word of God. Most people are using the word of God with these false prophets deceitfully. For filthy lucre's sake. Anybody know what that is?
Money.
Y'all know that filthy lucre is money?
Lucre.
In the back?
That's Latin. Lucre from the term for money. I don't know. That's all I know.
So most of the preachers, they manipulating the word of God. They saying that they don't have to keep the Sabbath day or keep the law, but yet still the law tell you to pay your tithes. So they start cherry picking, right? So, verse 3, what does that say?
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
So, the God of this world is Satan. So, and he has all type of doctrine for you. Whatever you want to believe, have at it. All you got to do is just bow down and worship him. And most of the world is. You know, how can you deny Jesus? How does people deny Jesus? Huh?
Not keeping his word.
Only with the mouth, right? Jesus, I deny you, right? But there's a lot of people that claim Jesus, right? And a lot of people that got Jesus in their mouth and everything. Yeah, your actions speak louder than words. What did I start this off with?
So that was Jeremiah 10, but then we went to
go to Jeremiah. So yeah. The gospel. It says be blind. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. What did that say?
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh to you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed in the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it not move, that it move not.
Huh?
That's that dyslexia, you know what I'm saying? They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
So right here, this is all tree worship. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can read this and find out that this is like dealing with Christmas, man. You know what I mean? And whoever don't want to see that, you know what I mean? It's like they're just blind into it.
They're blind, man.
You know what I mean? They blind with it. In fact,
The 3 days and 3 nights.
no, they say they deck it. They said they deck it with silver and with gold. I say, ain't that something? They fasten it with nails and hammers. You know, when the Lord come back, man, the trees are gonna be happy that they're not getting cut down no more.
Uprooted.
Straight lace. That's a book. Trees gonna be happy that they ain't getting cut down. How often we so far away from the laws, statutes, commandments of God. Like how often are we supposed? Don't you know that doing bankruptcy should happen every 7 years?
Yeah.
Bankruptcy. We should be able to take bankruptcy every 7 years.
Yep. Should clear your debt.
Clear your debt. It's the Lord's release. They say that, right?
It's like say the land supposed to be refreshed every 7 years.
So,
yep.
Leviticus 25, I think it is. Leviticus 25. They try to make it there's so many things I could have said in the lesson, man. But man,
yeah, 25 and 25. No.
Pick it up at verse 1. What does it say? What?
25 verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in it the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of his own according to thy harvest thou shalt not reap.
That which groweth of his own.
That which groweth of his own according to thy harvest thou shalt not reap.
That which groweth of his own accord.
Accord. Yeah, I missed that.
Of thy harvest thou shalt not reap.
Neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land.
Go ahead.
And the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee.
Who else?
And for thy cattle, and for the beasts that are in thy land, shall all the increase thereof be meat. And thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of years unto thee, 7 times 7 years. And in the space of 7 Sabbaths of years shall be unto thee 49 years.
Go ahead.
Then shalt thou cause a trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. In the day of atonement shall ye make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. And ye shall hallow the 15th year, the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land and to all the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family.
All right, so that's the year of jubilee.
Right.
So even if you have you have indentured servants, you know what I'm saying, and these servants be with you for years or whatever. He said, as at a certain point, the Lord desires for people to be true, and have true freedom. You know, so it's not going to be something that's forever. Even if you give somebody land or a certain part of your inheritance, that got to be given back after a certain time, especially in the 50th year. You done got everything you needed to get out of it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's a long time.
Because God wants you to experience true freedom, which this world don't want to. But going back up here at verse 6, it says, and the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maidservant, and for thy hired servant, and for the stranger that sojourneth with thee, and for the cattle, and for the beasts that are in the land, shall all the increase thereof be meat. But that's just for 1 year, right?
I got a question.
So, what's the question?
The question with that. All right. So now, every 7 years you supposed to let the land rest, right? So let's say I own 2 different farms. On the 7th year, I got to let it rest, right? So I own a farm. And I had 2 different fields. Would it be wise of me to plant one for you 1 year and have it staggered, or they all got to be going at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Because if I have one farm that started on year 10, then on the year 16, I got to let it rest on the 17. But if I start a farm a year later, can I let them overlap, or would I just have to go off the produce for that blanket year? You know what I'm saying? You know, stagger the growth of the land, the production of the land, to cover the Sabbath year for each independent land. Is that all right, or would that be kind of like circumventing the system? You know what I'm saying? If you don't, okay, let's say you understand what I'm saying. You have one farm that you farm for 6 years, and the 7th year you rest. Then I have 3 lands. I have 3 different farms. So I just wait a year, and then on this year.
About here, when you land?
I'm talking about like here. If I do that here now, would that be acceptable, or would I just have to every 7 years just let all my land rest? Can I stagger my produce, my growing, or all gotta be the same?
What are you doing it for? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you doing it to just so you.
Let's say I'm a farmer. I own an apple orchard. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then I got 2 different rows of trees. You know what I'm saying? Do I harvest them at different years, or they all got to be on the same? Like no matter what, on 7 days, let the land rest.
Harvest. There's always seed time to harvest. So I mean, if you start one year and this. First of all, you gotta be in your land. You know what I'm saying? And that's number 1. Because what are we doing here? You eating defiled bread and.
Even if I do let it rest,
everything's messed up here. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you can tag on, keep on. You can try to do it. As far as I know, you know what I'm saying. You can do it. This is all contingent upon you being in your land. You know what I'm saying? You telling me that you're trying to circumvent what God going?
No, I'm saying, would that be? What do you think he would look at it as like? Well, you trying to be slick about it, or you just?
Are you trying to be slick about it?
No, I'm just trying to keep the produce going, because that, you know what I'm saying. But let the land have its 7-year rest, and then year 8 go back to that one that had the 7-year rest and still be able to produce.
So the way you making it sound is like you trying to circumvent the system.
Is that circumventing?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't it set, just like we do the feast days and everything on a set schedule? Isn't those years on that same set schedule? And if that's the case,
well, everybody got to sow. Everybody sow at the same time.
If he started his garden this year, you're gonna let it rest 6 years later, right?
Right.
On the
7 year, right?
Right. If he started his a year later, is he gonna do it on the day he?
No,
On the same. I'm doing it on my 7th year. On my 7th
on
year.
his
That's how.
on the same cycle.
No.
That's what I'm asking. So yeah, that's
well,
what
how you was asking was you doing that.
Yeah, but
you doing
saying
it.
if he got 2 different gardens,
So
you know?
I guess where no law is, there ain't no sin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I just want to be, you know what I'm saying, because ideally, and from what I read, that's how Israel did. You know what I'm saying? They would farmers, like, if your crop was off somebody else, it would, because it was a commonwealth, everybody would still have what they need. You know what I'm saying? They would have different years of that. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out. Let's read this, and I'll show you why God say do it this way. But
Okay.
people don't even have to be conscious of doing it like that.
Okay.
Watch this. Read verse 18.
Yes, sir.
I'll pick that. Pick it up in verse 18. What it say?
Wherefore ye shall do my statutes and keep my judgments and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land in safety.
Mm-hmm.
And the land shall yield her fruit, and ye shall eat your fill and dwell therein in safety.
Go ahead.
And if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow nor gather in our increase.
So what it say?
Then
that's what you saying, because you're
Okay.
saying like, well, all right, well, should we stagger our planting and doing this so that we can eat? I mean, it sounds like a good deal, but God's going to provide for you anyway.
I was kind of thinking that too.
So you don't have to do it. Why? Because look what he's saying.
Yeah.
So it says, if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow, nor gather in our increase. Then what's going to happen?
Then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years.
See that?
Right.
So you don't even have to.
Yeah, I
like,
gotta do that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even have to think for the Lord. It's like
So basically,
if it falls, but now let's
do that.
just say you have enough land to sow, but you don't feel like sowing apples over here. You don't feel like sowing whatever, but you sow this, and then this year, and it's that land lay dormant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no land. You know what I mean? So it's like, but then I sow a year off or whatever, or 2 years off. However you want to do it, it's your land. You know what I'm saying? At the end of every 6th year
you'll get 3 years
of whatever you sow, you know what I'm saying? Hey, just you can't sow for the next year. Maybe somebody else be done starting their first year of sowing on your 7th year. I'm on your 7th year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe someone else in their land be doing that, but you know, we know that after every 50 years,
This is Jubilee.
and Israel going to have that when we get in our land, that's going to be established. You know what I'm saying? Because no one knows, like right now, nobody knows when the 50th year is. You know what I'm saying? According to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? They said something. They did something a few years back talking about the Jubilee has came or whatever. I don't know what they was talking about, what that was too, but
Yeah, that was the Catholic Church, no? That was
yeah. You know what I mean? What you're saying? They're saying all that, but I'm like, we don't know what the. You know, we've been out our land for I don't know how long. You know what I mean? That all has to do with Israel. That has to do with us. And certain things happen when God is back on the scene. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like,
All right, so
Sound
yeah,
like it might be Sunday.
so 3 times so it'll give you 3 years for your house, but like for commerce, doing it that way probably. I gotta go back and read. I gotta go back and read the
It sound
article.
like that might be sin. Like
I gotta
if
read
you
it,
trying
yeah.
to go around God's law.
yeah,
I gotta
that's
go-
what I'm saying.
I
Just
gotta go
so,
back and
just
read
so
that.
regularly. I guess
Okay.
when you back in your land, like that's what I'm saying. Everything's contingent on us being in our land.
Okay.
See, the time going to be set to where it need to be, but here it's like, man, you can't even get rain. You can't even gather rainwater, man, without getting in trouble.
Food gonna get us in a lot of trouble, man.
So
For real, yeah. You know what? We can't fish without a license. You know what I'm saying? And they don't own the fish.
yeah, well, I'm not sowing my land. They got all type of pesticides and everything in the land, bro. You know what I mean? But keep on reading though. What does it say? Read verse 20. Read all the way down to
22.
22. Yeah.
And ye shall sow the 8th year and eat yet of old fruit
Read
until
from
the
verse
9th
20
year.
to 22.
20. And if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow nor gather in our increase. Then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years.
Go ahead.
And ye shall sow the 8th year and eat yet of old fruit until the 9th year. Until her fruits come in, ye shall eat of the old store.
Mm-hmm.
The land shall not be sold forever.
Now, see that?
Oh,
Keep on reading.
okay. For the land is mine. For ye are strangers and sojourners with me.
That's great. Keep on reading, man. Keep reading.
And in the land of your possession, ye shall grant a redemption. Ye shall grant a redemption for the land.
Mm-hmm.
If thy brother be waxing poor and have sold away some of his possessions, and if any of his kin come to redeem it, then shall he redeem that which his brother sold.
Mm-hmm. He should be able to get it. It's not going to be held in like maybe I waxed poor or something, and I sold it off, and I don't have the money to redeem it or whatever. Like, yo, my brother can come and redeem it, or my kindred can come in and get that, because it's not yours forever. God gave everybody an inheritance, and that is their inheritance. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's truly yours. Not like the system be doing it, where you go and you just pay $7,000 for a car, and you got a deed to it, and it's really not your car. Well, what are you talking about? It's my deed. I paid for it. Nah, they can come and take that, because you gave your car back to the state when you got it registered. They just loaned it out to you. Same thing with your house. You got a deed on your house. It's not yours. It's the illusion and appearance that it's yours, but
That's oppression.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you got to pay on it. That's like you paying for taxes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's,
If
we-
you don't
we
pay the
have the
taxes, they'll
illusion.
come get the land. Yeah, they come get it from you.
Like, how can you take something that's mine already? That doesn't make sense, because it's not yours. You're a slave. You always been a slave. A slave can't have any possessions. That's what the black codes are about. You can't have no possessions. You can't have no weapons. You can't have none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're a slave. 13th Amendment made you chattel slave. Go
I
ahead,
have
bro.
a question.
Yes, sir.
We were reading last night out of Exodus. Was it 20 or 21?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 21. Where if you have a wife, like a servant wife, right? That you could, if you could not put her away, but you could send her away. Like, if, let's say, I'm forgetting the example that it showed.
It was actually two.
It was two separate
sections.
ones, right?
One was the man could,
If,
he was a servant.
if he was a servant and he goes and I'll go work for Dennis, and let's say Dennis gives me a wife, is that not divorce if I leave this woman with Dennis?
No, if I gave you a wife, this is my wife. Still,
But
because
like, how does
So
that? How does
we're
that
at
work?
we're at Exodus 21. Probably the
Because-
first joint. We'll show you all this.
Because no bill of divorce was given. It's the man just goes free.
No, the man ain't going free nowhere.
Yeah, it says the man could go free.
Well, let's
No.
get to the scripture. So
Let's go to it. Let's read.
Exodus
21. Pick it up at verse 1.
now these are the judgments which thou have set before them. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years shall he serve, and in the 7th he shall go free for nothing. Go out free for nothing.
So already from the rip, it's always, you're not going to be in forever servitude.
Okay.
Like, you got a 6-year joint. You got a 6-year bid, so to speak.
So this is like a retirement, right? You work for 6 years and you get to retire after your.
No, well, now you just get to the daggone get out of that servitude, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. You know, the example straight of this is Jacob and Leah. Jacob and Raquel and Leah. How he worked with Laban for a certain amount of years. And he was able to go at any time. But they made this stipulation. But really, after 6 years, you can't be held unless the servant be like, well, I want to be here. And then what's supposed to happen? It's going to tell you you're supposed to have to get a bore you all through. You're supposed to stay there. But if you if your master gives you a wife, see, if you come there with a wife,
Yeah.
then she's there.
Mm-hmm.
But if through your servitude you get a wife and children, they're not yours. They're your master's. That's another thing. So it's like, which that trips me out even right now. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
I was like,
I thought like,
couldn't understand. I'm like,
exactly. I know where you're going with
it.
it.
The kids.
I know where you're going with it.
Can the master, like, once the servant man, if he decides to leave, now he has to leave on his own, and the wife and the kids have to stay with the master, can that master turn around and give her to somebody else?
Now,
Because that would be
Because
adultery,
she's not
right?
supposed to have another man.
I agree, but
belongs-
they're
As long as the
but
first
they're
man is
his.
alive.
They're the masters.
They're his.
Possession.
To do whatever he want to do.
A possession.
He ain't married to her. That's his possession.
So he can do
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was tripped off all
So,
this.
so
I was
this
tripped over
marriage
this.
isn't like
It's not- it's not really.
regular marriage between a man and a woman where we make an agreement.
That's a good
covenant.
question.
This is just
Bro,
That's a good
that's
question.
that's an
That's a
excellent
good
question.
question.
'Cause I
That's a
was
good
like,
question.
this tripped me out right here.
All right, let me read it.
Like, let's read it. Let's read the whole thing. Go ahead.
Now these are the
And then
judgments
we're gonna see the example of it. Go ahead.
which thou set before them. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself.
If he came in by himself, he gonna go out by himself. Go ahead.
If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself.
What does that say? Now, what you asked, like
Yeah.
right there, like
Yeah.
that answered the question right there. So I was like, well, where the covenant between the man and woman? Because we all on some like, we've been made a covenant, but you was given from the master. So I gotta quite understand that. You know what I'm saying? How that go? You know what I mean? Because I guess at a certain point,
She should be free too, eventually, right? If everybody no, she will never be free.
Man, okay, let's keep reading.
Let's keep on reading.
Let's
bro.
keep reading. Check this out. It said, and if a servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore all his ear through with it all.
And his master should do what?
And his master shall bore his ear through with it all,
Okay.
and he shall serve him forever.
And that is relative. That forever is relative because in the year of Jubilee,
He gets it all
what
free.
happens?
Yeah, that's
Everybody's
what I'm wondering.
released.
So maybe if the woman gets released on Jubilee, then
Yeah,
she could
but
join
when
her
she
husband.
makes past 50 years.
So that's 50 years. So here's the other thing. You know what I mean? Like he done got his
money
worth out of that.
right.
You know what I mean? It's like at some point you can't be held in servitude forever. That's the point we getting at. And 50 years is enough, a nice time for you. Whatever he owes you, you
Ooh.
good. You know what I'm saying? It's like you good. You good for all that. You know what I mean? And Lord calls it evil if you want any more. Like that, you ain't get enough.
So, like in our case, how we were in servitude for over 400 years.
Right.
That's evil.
Let my people go.
They were supposed to have been let us go.
And you murk the kids. You done killed my kids. You know what I mean. You done fed me. I'm gator bait.
Yep.
You didn't give me what I was worth. That's why the Lord paid us. You know what I mean? We done built treasure cities. We done built cities that's still here until this day. You know what I'm saying? For y'all. And basically what y'all do? Give us the whip for it? He does eat watermelon? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. The laborer is worth his hire.
So technically, the master could take her back.
She belonged to the master.
He
Because we're
belongs to the
still under
master.
our slavery.
Ooh. I ain't thinking like about you talking about today. Yeah, ooh.
We talking about today.
Oh.
We are still under
So
slavery.
yeah, so Jay
I had to
Clinton
go to the judges to get
Now you talking.
license
Yeah, now
to
you
marry
talking.
Forever. And
permission.
work for
That's
them forever.
permission. Is that permission?
Yeah, right? So the master gave
you
us
work.
those.
You still working for them forever.
That's why he able to.
Am I bugging you?
That's why he able to take her back with that bill of divorcement.
You know?
I mean, like he able to take her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cause no, I was reading that. I'm like, yo, I don't see no bill of divorce being handed there. It's like the man just gets to go free. There's no law.
Yeah, but if he came in a wife, then he got to go back out with his wife. But if the master would provide, it's like I give you cutting my grass and I give you my lawnmower. When you leave, you can't take my lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? That's mine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm letting you use it. Yeah, it's part of your job.
nah, but I mean,
not saying lawnmower to a wife, but it's the same.
Right, go on, man.
Oh yeah, okay.
Man.
Hey, disregard that. But if a master did give you a wife though, he is still, it's his wife still. You know, regardless.
Wrong, man.
Yeah, you remember Laban was like, yo, you took my sons and my daughters.
no, Jacob wasn't wrong. I mean,
No.
Laban was right.
Hmm?
But listen,
So Jacob wasn't wrong for taking the grandchildren and the daughters.
nah, it was
and the-
agreed upon.
They
you know what I'm
let him do that,
saying?
right?
He agreed upon that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was agreed upon.
That's
But in
after
all
God told
actuality,
him not to say
not to
that.
say whatever. But this is how it is,
Yeah,
though.
he was wrong for doing that.
He this is how it is, though.
He made an agreement with the master.
Yeah, that's after he left. But before he left, he was wrong for just leaving.
Yeah, because he left.
Although
Oh, that's what you're
God
talking
was the
about,
one
yeah.
who told him to
Yeah,
leave.
he
though.
snuck. He was like, "Why you leave like that? Like, what if I wanted to, have a party or something?"
Did God
Nah,
tell
but
him
God
to
told
leave
him
in
to
that way?
leave.
He said
though,
he
you know
trying
what
to
I'm
go.
Did God
saying?
say to leave in that manner?
Yeah, he
Just
just
run
told him
out.
be out of here,
He would
man.
have killed him if he would have stayed. Let's be real.
If he did something wrong, he probably would have put him
He
to
would
death.
have made it. God would have had to intervene.
What he said? He changed his wages 10 times. Like, come on, read about that, man. Yo, keep reading, bro. Keep reading.
Verse 7, 21 and 7. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. If she please not her master, who have betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a strange nation he shall have no power, seeing that he hath dealt deceitfully with her. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage he shall not diminish. And if he do not these things unto her, then they shall go free without money. This is that's a separate thing. That's not a continuation though, right?
No,
That's something. Yeah, they got to be separate. I'm gonna say, dang, he
Well,
didn't.
let's look at this.
That's the master's son marrying this woman and getting a
But he-
different wife.
maid servant.
A maid servant.
It's a maid
He
servant.
said he made his daughter go be Florence or something. You know what I'm saying? And be a maid servant, and then but he don't go out as men servants do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he said if he betroth her to his son, he got to treat her as a daughter. But if not, he can sell her off. You know what I'm saying? If he not pleased
It's like
with
a
his
less
daughter.
glorified wife,
Man.
something like that, man.
So in the kingdom,
I got 7.
Right.
I got 7 of them. Kingdom.
in the kingdom,
7. Just saying. That's what the book say. Man. I'm just
when
saying.
we selling, because we gonna be selling
Our oppressors.
our oppressors to the Sabaeans and wherever else we selling
Your
them to,
property.
right?
Is the Sabaeans coming back? I see them. They cool.
No, that's what it
Yeah.
says.
He said we can do what we want to do with them in righteousness, of course. In righteousness, ain't nobody talking about abusing nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be
Saying
in
this law
righteousness.
here would this law here would be still implemented in the kingdom.
There's nothing wrong with this law, right?
No, I didn't say nothing was wrong.
No,
with
no,
it.
I'm
I was
saying,
just
but-
I just needed more understanding because I'm like, and I didn't see no bill of divorce, and I know.
He don't believe in
according to
divorce.
Moses, you got to give the woman a bill of divorce to be able to leave, so she can remarry.
So
And you don't see this here.
yeah,
As if the woman in this case here has no power to say, okay, I'm gonna get remarried because she doesn't have a bill of divorce. Whatever she does after that is like it seems like sin to me. But that's me. How does God look?
so let's read it again, bro.
And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant,
No. Is that what you're talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about? This or
If the son of the master takes another wife and doesn't
Oh, this is what we're
take
talking about. I was
care
saying
of
this
her
is-
the same way, then they said she's free.
she's free to go.
out.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't have a bill of divorce, like he said, she
Yeah,
shouldn't
like-
be able to remarry. The
So
same way
what
she
was
should
what It don't say no bill of divorcement right here.
I know it doesn't. But I'm applying the other laws to what I'm reading.
Wait a second.
Or does that
what
law
does it say right
supersede
here?
the other law?
What does it say right here?
It's my verse 10.
Read it.
Verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And if
What's the problem here? What's the issue? What's the issue right here?
The issue is the man. The issue is the man not taking care of his wife.
Okay, and so he ain't doing that. And what's happening now? What happened?
he shall not diminish. And if he do not these things unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
So
Man, you treat God fair, man. He fair. He totally and utterly fair. You know what I'm saying? So because we both made in the image of God, right? And God put man over woman. You know what I mean? Y'all, she's a help me, but she ain't a doormat, dude. You know what I'm saying?
In this case, she doesn't need a bill of divorce.
No,
Because what's happening? Because what's happening?
because he is not doing his duty to her.
It looked like he ain't performing his side of the deal
Mm-hmm.
with the covenant. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it is a covenant nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? And he done broke the covenant.
Yep, it's him.
You know what I'm saying? At least that's my understanding of it. You know what I mean? If I don't have another, maybe somebody can show me something else about that, because at least my understanding is saying like, well, this guy, he broke a part of this covenant. Was it 21?
21 and 10 and 11.
So he says, if a man sell his daughter to be a maid servant,
That's different from that right there.
she shall not go out as the men servants do, if she please not her master, who he hath betrothed to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. So it's like I sell my daughter, and she don't please the dude that I sell her to.
Yep.
She really is ugly. She's
Nah.
been ruined twice, right?
You know what I'm
What
saying?
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't like her here.
Yeah.
Now I can go. You know what I mean? Right? Ain't that what that's
It just
basically
said
what it's saying right
to
here,
sell
right?
her to a strange. Yep, you can sell her to a strange nation.
But now you can sell her. They said unto a strange nation. That's
Mhm.
crazy, man.
Even the one in verse.
Go
4,
find
it
go
was
find
like-
the circus.
shall-
Go find the circus and send it to the circus.
Can I just ask for a little clarifications? I just want to make sure I understand it. So, a manservant, he can't be a servant forever. 6 years, he should get the option to go out. But a maidservant does not get that option because she doesn't go out like a manservant. She has to either be married to her master or to her master's son. And if he decides he don't want to marry her, then he can sell her off to another nation, and that's the best she gets.
Well, no, because I'm not sure. Sis.
You make
now
it sound
for
so
reading
bleak
this,
like that. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds hard.
if a
It
man
sounds hard.
sell his daughter to be a maid servant, she shall
Not
not
go
go out as the men servants do. What do we mean by that? I don't.
What it means is that she ain't got the liberties the same man servant do. The maid servant doesn't have the same liberties as the man servant do. Because she should not go out.
Well, what's the
as
liberties that the man servant
The
has?
men servant can go out and work for second, but the 7 year they got to be released. So you know what I'm saying. But she's not going out as that because she could be married off into something. You know what I'm saying. If she please not her master, whom have betrothed her to himself, so the master had engaged himself to her. You know what I'm saying. Then he can let her be redeemed, meaning he can let her get out that situation to sell her into a strange nation.
So he can't even say. He can't even. She can't even be in Israel no more. Then.
But this is not an Israelite.
I don't know.
Why do you
Well, what makes you say that?
I'm asking.
At this time, it's all Israel. No, the all time.
Like woman?
But if you think about it, isn't this what happened with Jacob?
This is all.
But Laban gave his maidservants to his daughters, and his daughters in turn gave them. That's what happened.
That's why we're gonna sit. That's why we're gonna read that.
So it
You
sounds
read the whole
like
thing.
it's lining up.
The whole
with
thing.
that understanding.
Yeah, the whole thing. All this is coming into play. All these laws stuff coming into play for what happened in Genesis.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you can read example of all this stuff. You know what I mean? Straight lace.
So this is just the law of what happened. I mean, because you know Genesis ain't got no timeline.
This is the judgment.
Genesis ain't got no timeline. So this is just the laws of what they was living on paper right here. Because they went through this. After Exodus 20 when they got the 10 Commandments, right? So he got all the laws from God.
All the judgments too. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because like all this happened with our forefathers. You know, it was like that's where I guess I would say where the understanding come into play at. You know, you go back and read it and like, oh, this is why you think the Lord put in Leviticus 18. Let's go look at that real fast.
About marrying the sisters.
Yeah,
The close kin.
Like, the close kin during her lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, slow down with that.
He was like, nah, chill, man.
was
You
like,
already see what happened.
He was
You
like,
see
slow
what
down with that. Yeah, slow
You
down
see
with
how
that.
this
So
all.
is these laws from experience?
I would.
Man,
Because it
Not
seems
that it's-
like
not
everything
that-
our forefathers went through.
Yeah.
you
We're
go
written
back
for
and
our
read
learning.
The law, you read it in the law.
we're finna
A- absolutely.
So who
Yep.
wrote the law?
So
Our forefathers?
nah, you know what I mean? Look at this. Remember, this ain't nothing new for God. He already seen this happen.
He called
This
the
for
end.
our admonition. You know what I'm saying?
I'll go. Where's that at?
Where is it? 18. 18 and Leviticus 18 and
I'm right here.
18 and 18. What it say?
Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime.
Yeah. So you know where did that happen at? We go back to Genesis where it's like yo,
Rachel and Leah.
Rachel and Leah like
'Cause you can't help but to notice that everything that we experience, you see it being handed down to us as a law.
yeah. Or like I said, or like a judgment. If a man entices a maid who is not betrothed to a husband, what do you got to do? Entice a maid that he's not married. What you say? That's not married, and he
You should
lied
try to
with
make
her.
it right.
He lied with her.
You like somebody that's betrothed and he lied with her. Yeah.
That's not betrothed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not betrothed.
You know what I mean? Like you supposed to make her your wife. Why? Because we ain't supposed to be out here
Holding around.
hoeing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to cause
Problem.
friction and problems in the whole nation. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody close to kin anyway.
You know what now?
Yeah, Genesis 29, 18. What is that?
Genesis 29:18. So left
We're just gonna learn something on our way to learning something again, man. And mind you, you know what? It's always good to keep going over stuff like this because then the Lord start putting stuff on your heart and mind. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I didn't think about it that way. Or you might have already read about it, and He's gonna increase your learning. Again, 29 and 18. I said.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. What is that?
And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel thy younger daughter.
Uh-huh.
And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had for her.
Go ahead. So he served the 7 years, right? Was it 6 years and really seven? In the 7 years, you're supposed to go free, right? That's what it say, right?
Yeah.
6 years and the 7 years, you're supposed to go free. So he's serving for the daughter. He said 7 years. So 7 years. So it's done. At the end of the 7
It
years,
was
what
good.
happened? Give me my money. Give me what I paid for.
Yeah.
Right? So now,
What I labor for, yes, sir.
so now we go down to 26 and what it say?
26. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
That's bogus as I don't know what, yo. He done made the man work and then
That's why they put all the men.
You didn't read the fine
He
print.
free to buy it, right? That's bogus. as
That's
hell.
that credit card information at the bottom and stuff. You got to read the fine print. You get a
What you
file.
say? What you say, Hebrew?
No, I'm saying like
This
that's
is
why
my welfare, how they
in modern time, that's why they put the men out of the house
Absolutely.
because technically she belongs to the government.
Ooh, that's why a man can't be around or you ain't can't get no food stamps.
You know,
That is your daddy.
because they letting us go free. They gonna let the man go free. You don't want to serve, all right, go. But she stayed.
They
What-
make it so he had to go.
Isn't that
Are they really doing anything that wrong?
so? Yeah, of course, man. We in captivity.
That's a
Hebrew.
I know they
wicked.
supposed to
That's
be
a
like
wicked
this
thing.
over
That's a wicked
We
thing.
in captivity. Hebrew.
Yeah.
Like,
They're supposed to be
they
like-
all the way wrong. Listen, they all the way wrong. Don't even look at that way. They're
They
all the way
passed it.
wrong. But what they're doing is they're perverting the laws, statutes, commandments of God. That's what they're doing. Because, and using it to their benefit. I.e., like I said, I started this off with the Lord's release after every 7 years. Right? That is biblical. Like get the debt off you because God don't want you to be in debt. But they'll tell you like what's wrong is for them they're hitting you two ways. One, you're not supposed to be in debt with anything, so to pay it off, and whatever you pay for it should be that to the price. It shouldn't be no usury on it.
But it says, right?
You see what I'm saying?
We can charge usury to other nations. We can't use it to ourselves, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we ain't supposed to, ain't no usury with us.
Yeah.
And they perverted it. Then you got the Edomite talking about they perverted the laws all the way around the board.
Absolutely.
For them, that's why they gonna get them. And who read Obadiah this morning? Oh, it was
Ko.
Kale.
Yeah.
He read Esau. He said, "Man, if grape gatherers came, he said, man, oh, how are you destroyed, man?
Leave us
So they would have at least left something.
Leave us
but
something.
Esau took everything.
Yeah,
He took your
Edom-
name,
Edom,
took
everything,
your identity,
everything.
took your God, took your law. You know what I mean? He took everything.
Yes,
Didn't leave
sir.
you nothing. And then they, so disrespectfully, they use you so much. Here, they over the music business, and even the music and everything that we get, you know what I mean?
Keep the masters.
They'll keep
Mm-mm.
the masters,
Yep.
right? They'll pay you less if they pay you anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about uplifting of your people, but they'll pay you more
If we deprive.
if they tell you to destroy your people. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? That's why Esau terrible, man. You know what I mean? He's terrible. It's terrible.
You're right. They perverted and, like you said, twisted God's laws. I mean, because everything is based on God's law anyway. You know what I'm saying? But they manipulated and use it. You know what I'm saying? As a weapon. You know what I'm saying? So it make us not want to do what we're supposed to do. I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
you go to court, you putting your hand on the Bible. You're swearing to tell the truth. You're swearing to be forthright in an unrighteous system. You know what I'm saying?
It's no way.
Yeah. What he say? They find themselves not guilty. You know what I'm saying? All day long. You know what I'm saying? In the system. You know, that's why they kill us. Then
That's why
scripture says-
Lauren Hill said, can a system that was made for the elect possibly serve and protect?
no.
You know what I'm saying? Again, the
That
system
was
made for the
deep.
elect.
Yo, that was deep.
Yeah, she is hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that was deep right there.
You can't. It's made to serve and protect, and it's for real. But they done twisted it. They got handouts. They got bribes. You got more money. If you have more money, you got more way for justice, so to speak. If you don't, you subject to the public pretender. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man,
How can a known racist be the state senator for 45 years on a state that's almost over 50% black? I'm talking about South Carolina. Strom Thurmond was a senator for, you know what I'm saying, known racist, but because it's a system set up for him to get in there and stay in there and be that. And that South Carolina's poor, and there's a lot of poor blacks in there. And, you know what I'm saying? But yet he gets reelected every term. So how is that possible? You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Confederate flag smooth on his everything. You know what I'm saying?
well, you know, because we like it, people love it. But listen, so for real.
That's facts.
He served her for 7 years, right? And each consecutive serving has always been 7 years. So at the end of 7 years, he always had the option to go. You know what I'm saying? But he decided to stay. What was absent from that? He just didn't get bored in his ear. So when you look at this, it says, at verse 26, he said what?
And Laban said, it must not be done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
Keep going.
Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
So prophetically, you got a week being 7 years. That's where you find out what in the midst of the week. In the midst of the week, Jesus is going to be taken away or giving this sacrifice. That's prophetic weeks. You know what I'm saying? But how do you find that out? You find that out right here. That's where a week is prophetic. You know what I'm saying? Fulfill her week, which is another 7 years. All right. Jesus died in the midst of his week, so he got 3.5 years. You're going to come back and fulfill that last 3.5 years when you return. All right. So now listen. So now here's another 7 years, right? Keep reading.
28. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also.
Go ahead.
And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah and his handmaid to be her maid.
So now who's giving all this?
The master.
Laban.
Mm-hmm.
He gave Jacob his wife, although he worked for it 7 years, right? When he came in, he was by himself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He gave him Leah first, worked 7 years, could have left, but he stayed. Gave her Rachel afterwards. That's 14 years, right? Keep reading, bro. And he got the handmaid too, also. Go ahead.
Bilhah, right?
Yeah.
30. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
That's 21 years now. You see what I'm saying? So once again, now at the end of 6 years, At the end of 6 years, he had the option to get up out of there
3 times.
and go. But he didn't stay. What's the only thing that happened? We don't hear it happening to him. He didn't get his ear bored in. You know what I'm saying? Like later on, like I said, that's a judgment's gonna come out, and where the Lord gonna put it on him.
Right, because if he got his ear bored, then he be dedicated to the master forever.
Or until what?
Until Jubilee.
Till the Jubilee, and then that wasn't even established yet because what? We ain't in our land. You know what I'm saying? All that comes after we get our inheritance and we get all that stuff coming in. So now the Lord gonna put all that on the table because you're not supposed to serve forever. But you know what I'm saying? And forever, like I said, it's relative. You know what I mean? Forever is until like the year of Jubilee. And even in those stipulations, some things, you can't even. It's like you got to give back. You have to give back. And 50 years is like a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Or like a generation, so to speak. I think that's about it. Oh man, I want to see the other one because it's 2 of them. It's Leviticus 19. That's where it is. It's Leviticus 19, I think.
Which one we talking about? Y'all was just reading that last night?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
How long are we supposed to hang on the leftovers?
Leftovers?
Food?
Well, if it's the Sabbath, just the next day. That's it.
What'd you say?
Huh?
What?
Just
Say that again?
Into the microwave? What?
I be wondering why my stuff be running. But yo, listen, but watch this. Leviticus 19. Right?
19 and what?
6-5? No, it's a peace offering. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Let's see, man. Oh man.
Everything he tell you, don't be leaving it for tomorrow. Like,
Yeah. Look at this. Let's look.
eat it all today.
Verse 19 and 5. What does it say?
And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offering to the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will.
Okay.
It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if aught remain until the 3rd day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it's eaten at all on the 3rd day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted.
Flush that out, boy.
That's just a
I mean,
peace
it's
offering.
not-
That's
it's
just a
like
peace
it's not
offering.
right?
That's just a peace offering, though. That's the peace offering, though. Because they offering what, a shoulder of a lamb? You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, lamb good. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? The shoulder, nice, good.
3 days, guys.
I mean, that's that's for the priest, Levi, and them to eat it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got 3 days to eat it, or they can't mess with it. But regular Israel, we good. We got salt and ice and stuff. We can
Where say that again?
it's in the Book of Jokes.
Let's go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a peace offering. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
that's
it is.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But none of stuff. 3 days.
Hey,
man.
throw your microwaves away, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Throw it away.
Oh man, I'm trying to read where is it Exodus 15? No, I'm trying to see.
Talking about that soul gonna be cut off among his people just for eating some old food.
That's the peace offering though. That's the
That's peace
priesthood.
offering.
Yeah, that's not,
I
yeah.
know, but
Will not be accepted.
Yeah, you know, Aaron people crazy anyway.
I'm just gonna stash this on the side. That was
I'm gonna
good.
put this in the corner. Yeah, that was good. That was some tasty meat.
Yeah.
jerk chicken.
It was some jerk seasoning on that one. It was.
We looked at the Jubilee. It's another
Because it
one.
says, speak unto the congregation of Israel and say unto them. Where does it say priest?
If ye offer a sacrifice of peace offering to the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Who does the sacrifices?
The priest. does
Levi,
the
right? So you offering the peace offering?
I know, but the people eat the
No, the priest eat it. Levi eats.
Only the
Yeah.
Levi
Yeah,
eats
only
the-
Levi eats
Yeah, he
it.
eats
Because they don't work the land. They don't. You know what I'm saying?
All the sacrifices are for the
it's
priest.
brought to
before the
them.
priest.
Yep.
Of the Lord. You know, you offer to the Lord, then the priests eat the rest.
Half the Levites were swole. Because all they did was the works to the temple and eat.
They didn't give a certain portion.
I mean, to other Levites. No,
No, they had their own.
That's
They had
it.
their own. So
Look,
look-
remember that's for sin. You want your sin to be, you know what I'm saying, covered or taken away from. And Israel was sinning all the time, so they was eating every day. Eating good.
So then, what the people or the congregation was eating wasn't
They got their own food. That's
It
you.
wasn't sacrificed.
No.
It wasn't a sacrifice. But they would bring it before and he would kill it. He would take what he want out of it, and then the rest is theirs.
Not you talking about for the offering, or just talking about their regular food.
They regular food.
Yeah.
Well, you butchered your own food. You know what I'm saying? You went out, got your own sheep, and you bled it right out there. You processed it, whatever it is, your own house. Like my wife, she can kill a real chicken, right?
All the meat the Levites had to
No.
do, and
No.
they would give it to you.
No, they wouldn't have butchered. They wouldn't have
your own
butchered.
stuff to do.
You gotta do your own
So what was
stuff.
Eli's sons doing?
They were corrupting it, man.
No, but you remember they would take a piece out of the meat.
They was
corrupting
wicked.
They were corrupting the
Priesthood.
the
What offering was that?
offering of the Lord, because they're supposed to boil it or burn it before they give it.
Somebody, where was
They're
that?
supposed to boil it or burn it. Go to Leviticus chapter 6, man. It'll show you what they're supposed to do.
Verse 14. And this is the law of the meat offering. The sons of Aaron shall offer it before the Lord, before the altar. And he shall take it of his handful of the flour of the meat offering and of the oil thereof, and all the frankincense which is upon the meat offering, and shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savor, even the memorial of it unto the Lord.
Right.
And the remainder thereof shall Aaron and his sons eat. With unleavened bread it shall
See
be
that?
eaten into the holy
See
place, into the court of the tabernacle of the congregation they shall eat.
Right.
That was my mistake.
Yeah, I don't know, we,
Nah, that's all good.
I'll
But keep on reading
on.
though. Keep on
It
reading.
shall not be baken with leaven. I have given it unto them for their portion of my offering made by fire. It is most holy, as is the sin offering, and as the trespass offering. All the males among the children of Aaron shall eat of it. It shall be a statute forever in your generations concerning the offerings of the Lord made by fire. Everyone that touches them shall be holy. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This is the offering of Aaron and his sons, which they shall offer unto the Lord in the day when he is anointed. And the 10th part of the ephod of fine flour for the meat offering perpetual, half of it in the morning and half of it at night.
All right, skip over here because I'm going to show you where Eli's sons was blowing the mission. Go to chapter 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
22.
Pick it up at verse 32, I think it is. Read 31. What it say?
And the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar, but the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons.
Go ahead.
And the right shoulder shall ye give unto the priest for a heave offering of the sacrifices of your peace offering.
Keep going.
He among the sons of Aaron's and that offered the blood of the peace offering and the fat shall have the right shoulder for his part. For the waved breast and the heaved shoulder have I taken of the children of Israel from off the sacrifices of their peace offerings, and have given them unto Aaron and the priest and to his sons by a statute forever from among the children of Israel.
All right, so they got this right. They supposed to take they supposed to take the meat offering, make sure it gets burnt or boiled before the Lord. Offer it to the Lord, and then they take the meat for themselves.
The part, yeah.
Okay.
Shoulder.
The shoulder, or what else? What else was it?
The
Or
wave
the
breast
wave
and the
breast.
heave shoulder.
You know what I mean? All this, you know what I mean? So God gave them their portion, but they're just getting off easy off it. Go to 1 Samuel chapter 2, and you want to see what we're talking about right here.
Verse 12.
1 Samuel chapter 2. Go ahead.
Now the sons of Eli, verse 12. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Balaam, and they knew not the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest's custom with the people was
So here's the priest's custom. This is what the custom was. What he's supposed to do. Go ahead.
that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servants came while the flesh was in seething with the fish with a flesh hook of 3
Prongs.
teeth
Your teeth, yeah.
in his hand, right? With a flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand. And he struck it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh until all the Israelites that came thither. Also, before they burnt the fat.
No. It says before they burnt the fat. So their custom was while it was boiling already. They say they're gonna take the 3-pronged joint in there and
sheave in the shoulder, right?
And take it whatever it is, whatever they put up in there.
Okay.
They're gonna take out first while it's boiling. You're supposed to take out the Lord's money first, right? You're supposed to do him first, right? And you got the burnt offering is for like the sins of the people, or for the wave offering or the free will offering. The Lord's got to get his off the top. But look what they were doing.
You're right, yeah.
Look what they doing. But look what they doing. So go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Verse 15. Also, before they burnt the fat, the priest's servants came and said to the man that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest, for he will not have sodden flesh of the barah. And if any man said unto him, let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as thy soul desire.
So can you please offer what I need to offer to the Lord first, please? Before you get whatever you going to get, man. I'm coming here, man. I done said, man, this is on my back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this off.
I'm trying to get this up off me. You all worried about eating and filling your own belly. See, so look what they saying. Keep reading.
And if any man said it to him, let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as thy soul desire, then he would answer him, nay, but thou shalt give it to me now, and if not, I will take it by force.
Give me this meat now, or I'm going to take it by force. See what I'm saying? So what are they making the people feel about the Lord's offering? Go ahead.
Wherefore the sin of the young man was very great before the Lord. For men abhorred the offering of the Lord.
No, man. So now they don't even want to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm not even,
that's crazy.
Where this is supposed to be something to atone for me, or not even atone, but once atone, I want to give a free will offering to the Lord or something. Now it's like, man, I'm coming to you, and these cats is getting fat. That's why. Fast forward. That's why most women to this day be more so in the Sunday church than men. Because men come up there and look what happened. You see the boy on a Bentley. He got a Bentley and your hard-earned cash come to it. You say, you know what I'm saying? You got a $600 million.
He in the church.
$6 million church. He in the church talking about throwing money at my table. He's like, man.
Dance on the money and walk on the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You making me abhor the offering of the Lord.
Yeah,
now.
you make me not want to give, right?
Even though the Lord tell you, he's like, you're supposed to give, you know what I mean? Because it just makes sense. Why are you giving? You know what I mean? Although the Levites ain't here, because that's what Hebrews do. Well, the Levitical priesthood ain't here. And we understand that the Levitical, they didn't have no land. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no inheritance. But they had land in every place where the children of Israel acted.
Yeah,
they needed somebody to be there to give the offering.
Do the work
you
for
know
the
what I'm
Lord.
saying?
Do the works of the Lord.
Because no regular no one of the children of Israel could offer like that. It had to be a Levite there.
Yes, sir.
So you give the proceeds. Does God need money?
No, sir.
No. So you get that stuff to the Levites. You know what I'm saying? And the food also. They ain't have to worry about nothing. But they the ones that's looking after your soul. Because how you gonna get your sins atoned for if the Levitical priest ain't there?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So the servant is worth his hire. You think what I'm saying? So they making people be like, man, skip this, man.
Abhorred.
Absolutely.
Pastors getting rich, you like, yo.
I don't go in that church.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Giving this dude my, like,
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't nothing but women in the congregation. 'Cause
Right,
we be like, man,
God.
well, I ain't working 6 days to come on the Sunday
Right.
to give to him, and he over there with it, with looking like a rap star with all the chains
You know what
on
I'm
and
saying?
stuff like that.
And gloating about it too.
Yeah.
I mean, they brazen with it too.
How God ain't with me? Look at what I'm driving. Look how I look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
need a
Ain't
special
God with
offering.
me? That's not what he's saying. I'm prosperous because God wants me to be prosperous. No,
Right.
you're robbing the people. Stop
Yeah.
it.
Wherefore, what he say? Wherefore, what?
Wherefore, the sin of the young man was very great before the Lord.
And what?
For a man abhorred the offering of the Lord.
Skip down. To verse 27. What did it say?
And there came
No. I'm sorry. Skip to verse 22.
23. Yeah.
What did it say?
Now Eli was very old and heard all that his sons did unto all Israel, and how they lay with the Man, how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the
Is anything
congregation.
changed? Is anything
You know what I'm
changed?
saying?
Nah, nothing ain't changed.
Come on.
And he said unto them, why do ye such things? For I hear of your evil dealings by all this people.
Go ahead.
Nay, my sons, for it is no good report I hear. Ye make the Lord's people to transgress.
Go ahead.
If one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him?
And you the ones that's entreating for the people. So you sinning against the Lord, who going to entreat for you?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, they hearken not unto the voice of their father, because the Lord would slay them.
I want to kill these cats. I ain't gonna give you a
Make
mind
them
to
hard-headed,
listen to that.
yep.
Yep. I ain't gonna give you a mind to listen to you because you out here tripping with my stuff. You dig what I'm saying?
Facts.
So and you making people be like, man, skip the offering of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord tell you 6 things you hate, 7 are abomination, right? One of them being sowing discord amongst the brethren. You know what I'm saying?
So on Discord,
you know,
slaying the innocent, abusing them. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Wow. And so you look. So
read 27. Read
27. And there came a man of God unto Eli and said unto him, thus saith the Lord, did I plainly appear unto the house of thy father when they were in Egypt in Pharaoh's house? And did I chose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest?
What are you talking about, Aaron? You're talking about Aaron because Eli's a part of the Levitical priesthood.
Sons, right?
Go ahead.
To offer upon mine altar, to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me. And did I give unto the house of thy father all the offerings made by fire of the children of Israel?
So then we just read that in Leviticus chapter. You can read that from Leviticus chapter 5 all the way up to about chapter 7. Everything from the sin offering, the trespass offering, the free will offering, and what they're supposed to get. All the children, the priests or the sons of Aaron, what they're supposed to get from the heave shoulder to the breast and all that other kind of stuff, and what they're supposed to get. So go ahead.
Wherefore, kick ye at my sacrifice and at my offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and honorest thy sons above me, to make yourself fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel, my people.
Yeah, you getting all the best. It should be for me. You sitting up there eating and gorting yourself up.
You-
He was fat anyway.
They getting wagyu,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or what's that
burger? That wagyu
that
burger.
wagyu,
Yeah,
that Japanese drunken meat, you know what I'm saying? That wago, whatever you want to say it.
Go ahead. What'd he say?
Yeah. Wherefore the Lord God of Israel saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father shall walk before me forever. But now the Lord saith,
Far be it from me. Go ahead.
be it far from me.
Yeah.
For them that honor me I will honor,
Uh-huh.
and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. You
Man,
don't,
yo, that's
you don't have to read no more.
that's
man.
the end of the that's the downfall of the priesthood. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at least his line.
Yeah, I mean the
You know
high
what I mean?
priesthood. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
if you read before you get on, you get off to the Maccabees and all like that, when they was selling for or having money to be the high priest. That's the same office Aaron was at. So that started the downfall of that right there.
Man.
That was some F stuff going on. You
Yeah,
know what
well,
I'm saying?
yeah. At least in his line, what he gonna tell him in his line? There's not gonna fail someone that's gonna be begging bread or doing something. Nah, man, I'm saying that's all the way down to this generation. You know what I'm
And
saying?
they was selling. That's what the scribes and the Pharisees. Well, basically the Pharisees. You know what I'm saying? The Sadducees, they got taken out because they was hard headed. They rebelled. But the Pharisees, they took money just to keep their position. They took a under seat under Rome just to keep their position up over Israel. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, because the next thing highest to the king was the high priest. You know what I'm saying? Especially dealing with Israel. But look at Samuel before Saul became king. Samuel was the prophet. Everybody would go to and would ask for judgment, go entreat the Lord, ask the Lord for me. Then when we put Saul in, that kind of changed everything from after that. But the high priest was the spot to be in. You know what I'm saying? That lineage. So it was supposed to be like that forever.
This is who made the kings too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, he anointed it. Yep, he anointed Saul. Then he also got David. You know what I'm saying? When he got David and stuff. Yeah, that was that seat right there. So Brenda, you got any questions?
I don't.
You sure? All right. Chandler, you good?
Yeah, we out here, man.
You got
She got one.
It's
Go
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I
No,
don't
we don't
know
care.
what the answer
Yeah, we don't.
is. I was reading
Just
the
real quick,
dietary
take long
law.
as
Just take as long as you want. We
The
good.
dietary law the other night, and it said that you can't eat the fowl that crawls on fours or walks with all fours.
With the
Okay,
hind-
what
what-
fowl has 4 legs?
See, a fowl is things that fly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what
It's not just birds. It's not just birds. So
Fowl of the air.
yeah, mosquitoes, stuff like it. That's a fowl. You know what I'm saying?
You said that.
Insects.
I thought that's an insect.
Insect, yeah, it's an insect, but it still fly. Yeah.
It
just fly.
Yeah.
No. All you did is make his teeth white. You know what I'm saying? I told you. You gonna be like, yeah. You going first tonight.
Like a grasshopper, those are fowls.
Yeah.
They fly.
Yeah.
That's why it says especially the one with the hind legs over the front
Over their
legs.
front
Over the front
legs,
legs.
She pulled it. I ain't gonna tell you what
Griffin.
she pulled up
A
a
griffin. A mythical beast. A mythical beast.
I'm like,
Hey, you don't think the
Watch
devil?
it.
You don't think the devil working with you? I'm trying to get you. That's exactly what it. We're gonna throw this up on there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
So the griffins are real.
You know what I'm saying?
Google told me.
You see them on the buildings? They just from stone.
Along with the unicorn.
Gargoyles and all them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the devil trying to trick us, bro.
Alright, so the insects count. Okay.
Absolutely. Look, I don't even at times in order if we was in a not a like he just made a point earlier that we in a defiled land that you ain't even supposed to be killing insects. You know what I'm saying? If we was in our in keeping them alive, because then you would be unclean. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Killing like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But if we was right anyway, the insects wouldn't be trying to eat us anyway, and they wouldn't be trying to bite us anyway. You know what I'm saying? They'd be doing their business, and we wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yo, speaking about that, so we're not supposed to kill the insects, huh? But
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they got a purpose. Everything got a purpose,
It
right?
does.
Everything
It
got a
does.
purpose,
It
right?
does. It
And
does.
you're stopping
but
the
your
roaches
purpose
from
is
doing
not
what?
to daggone chew on me. How about that?
To chew
The
on
purpose
me?
ain't to chew on me. So you know what? I'll holler.
No,
You know
that's
what I'm saying? But go over there. So
And that's what I told about. Like spiders, they don't want to bite you, but they will if you come threaten them.
Watch
But
this.
Other pests though,
watch
I
this.
hate them little mosquitoes, boy.
have a different smell. I don't know. Like maybe if we were eating right, or you know, like
Look, man, look, cinnamon, cumin, a lot of spices that we would eat in our proper diet. Like, but anyway, if we was in the land, we wouldn't even have to worry about that.
Attacking you, or like flies wouldn't be.
Well, yeah, I mean, cause look, it's all messed up over here with all this chemicals and the foul land. They look, some animals don't even understand what they doing is unnatural because after I've been trained and been perverted to use over here. The natural use of a dog ain't to be a pet. You know what I'm saying? It's really a wolf. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really supposed to be out there hunting and doing like that, but we didn't domesticated it and pervert. It gotta look like a punk. You know what I'm saying? You see the animals at the zoo, they look sad in the mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop.
Let me out.
Stop.
Yeah,
Don't do
go
it.
to Genesis, bro.
Okay, all right. I'll just say you got it.
Genesis 7.
I threw you alley oop on that one, my bad.
Go to Genesis 7, man.
All right, good.
Genesis 6 and 18. What it say?
6, 18.
6 and 17. What it say?
All right, Genesis. That's the first book, right? All right. First book. 6 and what?
17. What it say?
And behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die.
Go ahead.
But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy son's wife with thee.
Well, where I'm taking this is where you said you wouldn't even be killing the insects and stuff. Why? Because look, Noah about to go into the ark. You're gonna take 7 of all clean and unclean
two
things,
are unclean, yeah.
right? But creeping things and all that stuff is gonna be on there too. So go keep reading.
And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort thou shalt bring into the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female.
Go ahead.
Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind, 2 of every sort shall come into thee to keep them alive.
Ain't that crazy?
They had to keep mosquitoes.
Every creeping thing of its kind. So the question was asked, like, well, how did Noah get all these animals and stuff on the ark?
They wasn't eating meat at that time. So that was easy. I mean, God made them come. They had no desire because the animals didn't have no taste for meat until after the flood.
What else?
And they wasn't scared of him.
There it is.
Yeah, the fear
the fear of man wasn't
fear of
on
man
it.
wasn't put on them.
It wasn't put on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, the fear of man wasn't put up on it.
The fear of man
So that's
Yeah, that's
tough.
hey, that's what I'm
No,
looking at them like
that's
the
God
fear man.
given.
You know what I'm saying? We had dominion over them, right? And they would, but then when did the fear happen?
But
I mean, other than the enmity with the serpent
after
after the flood.
it says it. I'm gonna put the fear of man on you, right? So I'm gonna put the fear of man on you, and now animal can take your life as well as me. So Noah was able to go up to a lion
I ain't read that.
and just
Yeah, what's up, dude?
go to an elephant, go up to a zebra, go up to a crocodile. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever,
Yeah.
and just hey, come on, because there was no fear. That's how far we are. That's why when the Lord come back, what He say? Ain't gonna nothing's gonna hurt nor offend in my kingdom. So the wolf is gonna lay with the lamb. Other than that, the wolf, the
Eating
lamb would
grass,
be.
eating straw grass.
You know what I'm saying? The baby gonna be able to play on the cockatrice then. You know what I'm saying? Because
Cockatrice.
you gonna take that fear off of them again. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna be put back to place. That's dope, man. When I thought about that, I was like, man, how about you go into the ocean and a big whale? You can go like one of them big old whales. You can go and just
Nah, I'm still not gonna do that.
ain't no fear. Might even help you. You know what I'm saying?
What if he just yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
We were talking about
and
this
get you.
before we came. We were talking about two things we had saw where what was yours? What was that?
Oh,
Cat?
mine was I think
kind
it was
of cat?
a leopard.
A leopard.
It was looking. Its cub was stuck in a well,
Right.
and the people thought it was about to attack them, and it's like just grabbing on them, but it looks like it's attacking them because it got its claws all up on their clothes and stuff. But it was just trying to get them to come back with it so they could save its cub. Like, well,
Yeah.
like it was like
Oh, wait, how did they
and it just
figure?
kept
How
on
did they
circling around them
figure?
and
So he was trying to get them to come help him get
Get
the,
their
out the well,
Yeah, to
get
get
their
them to
it
attention.
kept on
Follow him.
circling. It's going in circles around them, walking around them. They're like, yo, they petting it. Like, I'm like,
Until
they don't know
finally-
this thing could eat them.
Like no man, no.
Hey,
And I saw the same thing with
what
the
was y'all
whale, with
watching?
the baby
Is
whale.
that BBC
the
or
mother
something?
whale was stuck, and the baby whale went and got people and did the same thing. Kept trying to get their attention to bring the boat to the mother whale so they could unloose her. Like, so it's like they know, they know.
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it ain't the
yeah,
time to
yeah,
beat you
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, but can you let my mom go?
Yeah, they
Or
have-
can you
a
get my
sense.
baby?
Hey, that sound wild, yo.
Yeah, they have a
I
sense.
was-
They have a sense like that.
Hey, for real.
Yo, like, I'm looking at this cat, like this leopard, like, yo, they petting him like, yo, this thing's gonna eat you in a second.
Word.
I was waiting for wait till the end.
Talking about yeah, it was,
Yeah, surprise.
you thought it was gonna be one of the white people meals like at the end.
Surprise. Just playing. Come on.
Wow. So man, heck no, man.
Yeah, there'd be some things that I would look at, I'm like, man, amazing, man. You know what I mean? This is actually one of them. This is a whole nother one where it's like, man, I can't even imagine, you know what I'm saying, like being able to play with certain things and like, man, without the
fear.
we
It really be fear though. Like,
Yeah, we
you
so-
kill another
yeah.
animal just because you're afraid of it.
yeah.
Like,
Why don't you go downstairs in your basement if it's all rickety and crickety? Because y'all done seen an old movie where spider webs there and you just after I come, look, if there's any webs anywhere, nothing may not have touched me.
We're
As soon as I
going
get
into
back
his
up
childhood.
up to the top of the stairs, I'm like,
You feel like
I
that?
feel like something's on me. It's like, I don't. That's all. Just something crawling in your ear or something. You know what I mean? I had a roach crawl in my ear one night, yo. That was.
Not
That's the
cool.
worst way to wake up, yo. I'm hearing things like,
No.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
you wake up from that. You wake up and it's like, you know what it feel like? It sounds like, you know how you get water in your ear
Yeah.
and you move and it's like until you put it all out. That's what it sounded like, and I'm like, huh?
I was
And
just-
I got him. I'm like, please no. I heard it again. I was like, Mom. Your mom the doctor, dude.
Yeah.
Right,
Shit,
no,
mom
no,
do
she
everything.
came down, she put some oil in my ear,
Put-
man.
hey,
put
put a
oil
couple
down
drops
here,
in there, yup, and go back to
when
sleep,
I
boy.
got it came right out. It was a little baby roach. I hate to feel like what it was like a if it was
full-size
a
roach.
full-size joint.
I was-
I had a moth in my ear.
Woo!
A moth?
A moth.
Oh my goodness.
And all you can hear is boom, boom, boom.
Oh no.
And that I went to the doctor.
That's the worst.
They put the hospital. They put baby oil in and keep it on.
Came right on out, slid right on out.
Yeah.
For like the next 2
It'll
weeks,
drive you crazy.
I put
man.
something. I put like cotton. I couldn't take that though, cause it's like I couldn't hear nothing. Now somebody can sneak up on me or something. I don't know. I'm watching me old horror movies when I was younger.
took myself
I
out.
couldn't sleep
I'd
the
have
whole
just been
night.
She gonna bust herself.
like, it would be bad.
Looking
I
like
would came
Tommy
back home
Hearns.
with her bleeding.
Yeah.
I cut my hair off.
What that is, I got my Van Gogh on.
You
bro,
know,
you know what I'm
she
saying?
goes to the extreme.
Oh man.
Take the whole.
Take the
Take his
whole
machete,
ear.
yeah.
Yeah, go.
Take it off and bring it to the doctor. Can you fix this?
I'm looking at Glenn like, Glenn, what's the deal? What you done did?
Hey man, it had to go. It had to go.
All right,
The knee or the ear?
if it ain't nothing else, man, we gonna get up out of here. Hebrews.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ain't nothing else. We gonna go ahead and close out, man. Mm-hmm. All right. Awesome, you know. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Our Father,
Our Father,
who art in heaven,
who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come.
thy will be done
Thy will be done.
in earth
In earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
And forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from
For
evil.
thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
In Jesus' name,
In Jesus' name,
amen.
amen. All right. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I'm not the one leading the prayer.
Say again.
Say, I be forgetting I'm not the one leading the prayer.
Good stuff, people. Good stuff.